All right, let's talk about tech interviews. If you're getting ready for one, you already know that acing it isn't about just memorizing a bunch of commands. It's about connecting the dots, seeing the whole picture. So today, we're going to build a mental map that'll help you crush even the trickiest questions by really understanding how all these systems fit together. Let's dive in.
So you're in the interview, and they hit you with this classic, a user can't log in. What do you do? Your mind just starts racing, right? Is it their password? Is it the network? Maybe their laptop? Honestly, without a mental map, it's so easy to get lost. The problem could literally be anywhere. So where do you even start?
Well, the secret is to think in layers. We're going to break down the entire IT ecosystem piece by piece, from the person trying to sign in all the way to the security that's protecting everything. We'll build this model together, layer by layer, and we're going to start with the most important one of all, the user's identity.
Right. Layer 1. Identity. You see, in any modern, secure company, every single action starts with one simple question. Who are you? And believe me, this goes way beyond just a username and password these days. This is the identity layer, and it is the foundation for absolutely everything else.
At the heart of modern Microsoft identity, you've got Entra ID. Now, you might know it by its old name, Azure AD. Think of it as the ultimate digital bouncer at a club. It's the system that checks your ID, confirms you are who you say you are, and manages your access to thousands of different apps with just one single login. It's the source of truth for your digital self at work.
Now, here is an absolutely crucial interview tip. Entra ID knows who you are, but conditional access is the brain that decides if it's safe for you to get in right now. It's a powerful set of if-then rules. It asks things like, is this person logging in from a country we trust? Is their device secure? Is the way they're logging in kind of sketchy? If any of those answers are no, it can block them cold, or at the very least, demand more proof, like an MFA push.
Oh, and an interviewer is almost guaranteed to ask you about this one. Azure AD Join is for the modern cloud-first companies. The device's entire identity lives up in the cloud. But Hybrid Join? That's for all the businesses that are still transitioning. The device is joined to the old on-premise Active Directory, but it's also registered in the cloud. You get the best of both worlds. Knowing that difference shows you get how real-world IT actually works.
Okay, so we've confirmed the user's identity. They are who they say they are. Awesome. The very next question is, what are they using to connect? Because, a secure user on an insecure, virus-ridden laptop is a recipe for disaster. So let's move on to the device layer.
And this is exactly where Microsoft Intune comes into play. It's the tool that manages and secures all those endpoints. We're talking laptops, iPhones, Androids, tablets, you name it. Intune is the gatekeeper that makes sure every single device meets your company's security standards before it's allowed anywhere near your data.
Now, this slide here highlights a really key distinction. For a laptop that the company owns, you'll probably use Mobile Device Management, or MDM, to control the whole thing. But what about for a personal phone that you use to check work email? For that, you use Mobile Application Management, or MAM. This lets IT secure just the company apps, like Outlook and Teams, without ever touching your personal photos or texts. This is absolutely critical for any bring-your-own-device policy. And this is where you can see how those first two layers work together in this beautiful security handshake. First, Intune checks the device to see if it's compliant. Is it encrypted? Is the operating system up to date? Then it stamps the device as either compliant or non-compliant and reports that status back to Entra ID. And then that conditional access policy we just talked about uses that info to make the final call. A non-compliant device? Sorry, access denied. It's a perfect system.
Oh, and one last piece of magic in this layer is Windows Autopilot. This is how you can ship a brand new laptop directly to a new employee. All they have to do is unbox it, connect to Wi-Fi, and sign in. Autopilot then automatically sets up all their apps, their settings, their security policies from Intune. It is literally zero-touch IT.
All right, so our user is legit and their device is compliant and secure. Now what? Well, now they can actually get some work done. Welcome to the services layer, which for most of us is the world of Microsoft 365. A common rookie mistake is thinking there's just one big admin portal for everything. The reality is, Microsoft 365 is a suite of incredibly powerful separate services, and they each have their own specialized admin center. You'll manage users and licenses in the main M365 portal, sure, but if it's an email problem, you're going to the Exchange Admin Center. A calling issue? That's the team's admin center. In an interview, knowing which tool to use for which job shows you're ready to hit the ground running. Okay, here is a golden nugget for your interview. If the question is, an executive says they never gotten an important email, your first answer should always be, I'll run a message trace in the Exchange Admin Center. This tool is like a flight recorder for email. It gives you a step-by-step log of exactly what happened, showing if it got delivered, blocked, or sent to junk. It is the definitive tool for solving mail flow mysteries.
And beyond just the normal M365 apps, another huge service you need to know about is Azure Virtual Desktop, or AVD. This lets you stream a full Windows desktop experience directly from the cloud to pretty much any device. It's incredibly powerful for remote work because it guarantees everyone has secure access to the exact same apps and data, no matter what clunky old computer they might be using at home.
So far, we've been living up in the cloud. But let's be real, a ton of companies still have one foot, maybe even a whole leg, in the on-premises world. This layer is the foundational plumbing that everything else depends on. It's the stuff that runs silently in the background, but can bring the entire company to a screeching halt when it breaks.
For well over 2 decades, Active Directory has been the undisputed king of on-premise identity. In a hybrid world, this is the system that syncs its user accounts up to Entra ID in the cloud. So understanding how old-school AD works, especially things like group policy, is still incredibly important in a lot of big companies. Okay, these two, they are the absolute bedrock of networking. And I promise you, you will be asked about them. DNS, the domain name system, is the internet's phone book. It turns a human-friendly name, like google.com, into a computer-friendly IP address. Then you've got DHCP, the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. That's the address giver. It automatically hands out an IP address to your computer the second it connects to the network. If either one of these fails, nothing works. Period. So you've got all these different systems, right? On-prem AD, cloud-based Intune, Entra ID. How on earth do you manage it all without going completely insane? The answer is PowerShell. It's the scripting language that lets you automate and manage tasks across every single layer we've talked about today. Being able to write a simple script to, say, create 100 new users at once, that's a true IT superpower.
Okay, we've built our entire IT structure. We have identity, devices, services, and the infrastructure they run on. Now, we wrap the whole thing in our final, and frankly, most important layer, security. And this isn't just one product, it's a whole philosophy.
This is the key mindset that interviewers are looking for today. The old model of having a trusted network inside the office, that's dead. Zero trust means you start from a place of paranoia. You assume every single access request could be a breach. You verify everything, every time. You give people the absolute minimum level of access they need to do their job. You never trust, you always verify.
So how do you actually enforce zero trust when people are browsing the internet? A perfect example is a tool like Zscaler. Instead of your computer's traffic going directly out to some random website, it first gets routed through Zscaler's cloud. There, it's inspected for any threats and company policies are applied before that traffic ever gets back to you. It's basically a security checkpoint for the entire internet. And what about your most powerful accounts? The admin accounts. You know, the keys to the kingdom? That's where privileged access management tools, or PAM, like CyberArk, come in. They lock away all those super-sensitive administrator passwords in a secure vault. When an admin needs to do something, they have to check out the password for a short time. And every single thing they do is recorded. It gets rid of standing privileges, which is a core part of zero trust and a massive security risk.
So, we've built our model. Now, when a user can't log in, you can mentally trace the problem through each layer. You can start with their identity, check their device, look at the service, then the infrastructure, all while keeping that security layer in mind. This framework gives you a powerful map to troubleshoot anything. So I'll leave you with a final thought to take into your next interview. Think about all these interconnected pieces we've just walked through. Which one of these layers, if it fails, causes the biggest, most widespread problems? Knowing that will tell you exactly where to look first.